Hey ladies, today we are going to talk about brows because brows matter. So if you are not used to seeing yourself with brows, then when you do them, you're probably gonna feel a little out of your comfort zone. But trust me, once you do them and you get used to them, get used to looking at yourself with brows, it's gonna make a huge difference in how you look and your all over like complete look, okay? So I am a product of the 80s and 90s where we overplucked. Thin was in. We went from bushy, like super bushy, like Brooke Shields bushy, to super thin. And when you start plucking away at those babies, they don't always come back like they should. So I actually have been using Latisse on my lashes and my brows. Same product for the same effect. And they are starting to come in a little bit more, but I like to fill them in. And once I started doing that and seeing what a difference it makes, it was huge. So I'm gonna introduce you to a couple different ways to do your brows. I'm gonna do one way on one eye and one on the other. First off, if you're not sure how to shape your brows, Younique offers these great little templates, okay? They're just like plastic, you can wash them, but you can hold them up to your eye and figure out exactly what shape your current brow is. And they're numbered 1 through 5. And once you figure it out, I know for a fact that I am 5, okay? That is my shape. And you can see that they have these little marks on here, which they show you exactly how to line them up. And how you line them up is your brow should start, see that line? Your brow should start from the tip of your nose and the corner of your eye. That's where your brow should start. And where it should end is from the edge of your nose to the corner of your eye. See that line right there? That's where it should end, okay? You don't want it down here. You don't want your brow over here, because that would be funky. So you're just gonna use this little template until you get used to and you let your natural brow kind of fill in. That's where you want it. And to do the other side, you just flip it. And then you can wash them every week or so. So one of the first ways that I'm gonna show you to do your brows is using one of our most versatile products, which is our palettes. This is our Moodstruck Addiction palette, and this is number 1, which is one of our very universal colors. They're browns and creams, beautiful golds. There's some shimmer, there's some pearl in here, and there's some matte colors, okay? So I'm gonna use this palette to do my brows. I would also use it for eyeshadow. I could use it to contour with. I could use it to highlight. This is a really versatile palette. And because I know that I'm using template 5, I don't really need to use it, but you could just hold this up and do your brow like this, but I'm used to doing mine now, so I'm not going to use that. And I'm going to use this brush, which is our liner shader brush. It has the regular shade brush on the other end, but I'm gonna use this end because it's angled, it's tapered for one thing, and it's very thin. Can you see how thin that brush is? Really thin. And I'm going to use Chipper, which is a universal brown color. It's like a light cocoa color. Just gonna tap a little bit of that off, and I'm gonna do this brow first. So I'm just gonna go from the corner here, where I know it should start, and I'm just gonna go straight out. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more on there. Straight out, and then I'm gonna go straight down. And then I'm just gonna fill in. And because this brush is thin and tapered, it does a really nice job of filling in. You can see the difference already, right? And then if I wanted to add a little bit more depth in there, I could take even the darker shade and put a little bit underneath. You don't want too much, right? You're just taking your natural brow and enhancing it. That's it. And then I could clean up. I would take my concealer brush and kind of just clean up around the edge there a little bit. And then by the time I do my eyeshadow, it's perfect. Now, if your skin tone is a little bit lighter, you're gonna wanna go a little bit lighter. So you might wanna add a little bit of this cream color in with the brown. And then if you have really, really dark skin, you might wanna even go to this darker color here, which is Forthright. But that's it, so simple, right? Right? And look, it filled it in. It's perfect. Okay, so that's way one to do it. Using the palette, you could use any other of our Moodstruck mineral pigments that are loose. You could use any of the browns, and with this brush, and using the templates. The other way is using our newest products, which for the brow, which are our brow liner and our brow gel. Now, this is actually my favorite way to do this. If I was traveling and I just wanted to throw like a couple products in my bag to do my whole face with, I would take palette number one and just like be done with it, right? But since we have these, I love to do it with this. So on the one end is a spoolie. Love that. It's just a little brush that you can brush your brows. And I like to brush them down to clear the path where I'm going to draw using the other end, which is a really, really small, uh-oh, this one's out. Oh my gosh, it's out. All right. So there's just a little bit left there. But basically what you do is you just draw straight up. Okay? See that? Straight up. And then I'm doing it about right at the edge of where my eyeball is. I'm going from that corner straight down and just filling all that in. My pencil is like almost gone. And I'm gonna fill in all this here. And because it's so small, it's a very, very small, fine point, it mimics that hair-like look, okay? And then I would brush up with my spoolie. Brush all that hair up. And again, go underneath and go straight across or straight up. And then down. And then use that spoolie to tame it down a little bit, right? Okay, then you use the gel. Now, the gel is awesome because very much like our 3D Plus Fiber Lash Mascara that has the fibers in it that adhere to your lashes, this has gel and fibers in the tube. It's a little teeny tiny brush and it has little teeny tiny fibers in it. And what this does, I like to go against the hair first because it kind of coats it, but it fills in a little bit, just a little. That's all you need. And then it puts your brows into place and sets them there. So you don't need like a setting spray, or I've seen some people like spray their brows with hairspray and brush them into place. You don't need to do that. This will do all that for you. And I'm gonna go back and do the same thing over here because I want my brows to stay in place all day. It's windy and breezy and cold here, and I know my brows are not going anywhere, right? So what a huge difference, right? It just totally framed everything a little bit more dramatic, and that was it. Our brow liner and our brow gel, or this little palette here with a brush, and brows are done. It literally takes like 5 minutes every day to make your brows perfect. Less than that, 2 minutes, right? Perfect. Have a great day.